let's talk about business plans. So what is a business plan? Well, it's a written summary that provides an overview of your business strategy and your plans to take over the world. Okay? Now you'll have one most often when you're raising capital or you're looking to sell the business or create some sort of transaction. However, you should always have a business plan no matter where you're at in your business life cycle, and you should update it every year to ensure that you crystallize your plans, your thoughts, and your priorities for the business and make sure that you're doing all the right things and what you expect to do. Okay, so what specifically is in this written business plan? Well, let's get to it. Okay, first is an executive summary. It's one page, okay? It's your elevator pitch. It's your spin and story. After reading this, I should want to read on. It gives me highlights and overviews that I will see throughout the entire document. It's a sales tool, right? And it should be quick and to the point. And it's your executive summary, right? And I do that at the end, usually after I've created the whole thing, and then I pull highlights from each piece and I put it in the summary to top it all off. It's executive summary. The next section is a company overview. And that should be simply what it says. It's an overview of the company, how long you've been in business, who you are, what you do, the markets you serve, the types of customers that you service and support, how many employees do you have, are you incorporated or an LLC, what geographies do you serve, generally who are you, what you do, and why you're going to be successful. It's very high level, but after reading this, I should walk away and be able to succinctly describe to someone what your business does and why you should be successful in the market. And just a little bit about you, okay? That's your overview. After that, I typically talk about the market. All right, this is the market that you serve. The specific geography, are you international, are you domestic? Do you have specific customers, large customers, or material to your business or that you depend or rely upon? Do you have a lot of customers in the market? Is it a big base of customers, or is it a small set of strong players? What's the TAM? It's a total addressable market. That's total customers or total revenue dollars in the market. And are you a niche player, or do you service the entire thing? Are you a complement to someone else? Do you have competitors? And that's okay. Make sure if you have competitors, you talk about those and then how you differentiate yourself in that market. What's your go-to-market strategy? All right, how do you sell into that market? Do you have a website? Do you have a sales force? Do you go to trade shows? How are you successful in selling into this market? And do you have a large part of it or a small part? Is it a mature market? Is it a growing or expanding or changing market? Whatever the reader needs to know to understand what you are selling into and who you're competing with and what the world looks like out there in your market. Okay, next section is your product, right? So you've got a market and you sell your product in that market. So let's talk about your product, right? So it could be varying products. You could have a vertical type product, 5 or 6 different products serving different parts of the market. You could have newer products and older products. You could have a huge array of complementary products, but describe them. And what are they, right? Is it a widget? Is it people? Is it a service? Is it manufactured? What specifically is this product that you provide? And how is it priced? Is it a recurring revenue model, or is it one time? Do you have customers come and buy back over and over, or is each customer a new transaction? It's very high volume based. What is the product that you serve? And is it changing, evolving, etc., right? That's the product. The next section I like to talk about is behind the product, the operations, right? So you've got a market, you have a product, and then you have operations, kind of behind the curtains. And here you can talk about your manufacturing or your implementation teams or your IT or help desk, or how you create what you do. How do you make what you do? You sell something, but you've got to make it, you've got to develop it, you've got to deliver it, you've got to service, support it. So what does that look like? And is it scalable? If you were to double in revenue overnight, could you support that quickly, cost effectively? What would that look like? Is it a lot of fixed infrastructure, or is it very modular? What is your back office and what are your operations? And are there key vendors you rely upon, or are they very strategic to your business? Are they important? Those are the types of things you want to describe in your operations. Okay, next, you might talk about anything specific to your business. And you don't have to have anything else, but if there's something that's material and adds value to your business that might be different than others, for example, if you have intellectual property, or if you're standing up a new vertical or a new channel and you want to talk about that, or if you're expanding internationally or to a new region or a new product set and it's very different than what you've done before, you might want to talk about that and the opportunity that creates for your business. All of this is in line with giving the reader an idea of how you're going to grow and expand, right? Or maybe you're acquiring another company or another business, and that's what you're going to talk about here. Next section would be your management section. And these are quick, short bios on the key managers or key leaders, executives in the company. You should also have an overview of if you have advisors or you have a strong board of directors, it's nice to have an overview of what those guys and their bios. Make sure if you do that you get their approval to be included and approval on their bio verbiage. This is also a good chance for them to read the draft business plan, because a lot of times they'll have really good, helpful feedback. That's what they're there for, so use them. Next is the financial section. And here you'll talk about the historicals of your historical financials, and a summary of that, your forecast. Hopefully you have a forecast, and some key assumptions that you're using. And those assumptions should obviously mirror the story that you've told about the business plan. If you're raising capital or something along those lines, transaction oriented, then you might want to have a section on capital structure and your stock outstanding today or debt, or how you're funding the business today. And if you're raising capital, specifically what you plan to do with the money that you're raising. So, how are you going to use it? If you're going to raise $100,000, you're going to use $50,000 for equipment and $50,000 for general corporate purposes. Okay. I always give the example that my 7-year-old daughter comes to me and says, "I want $10," and I say, "What for?" If she says, "I just need $10," then I'm not going to give her $10. She's got to tell me what she wants to do with it. So if she says, "I want $7 for crayons and books, and I want $3 for candy," then I can negotiate with her and figure out if that's the right approach. And I may say, "You know what, let's do $9, only $2 of candy, because I think that's $3's a little much." And that's a good compromise, and we're both bought into the strategy in the store, and that's a good thing. Now, I usually have 2 business plans as a side note. I usually have my main one, and I exclude the financials for people that are non-financial people, right? So my employees or maybe advisors or people I don't want to share my financial details with, I may exclude that section. And then I have the financial one, where the financials are included for potential investors, acquirers, etc. So that's business plans. I hope this was helpful. So for more training and tips just like this, visit us at financepinnacle.com. Thanks.